Good morning and happy Tuesday to you, everyone. We've got a viewer out there in our midst that's having a little bit of a problem with her dog just wandering off out of the heel position. Happens to all of us, and that's why I talk about when you walk with your dog and you use the heel command, it should only be used for short distances under pretty heavy distractions at that moment. But then once the coast is clear, you can't allow the dog to wander off a little bit and then call the dog back to you, back to a heel position, and continue walking. Well, this dog isn't off-leash trained yet, so therefore there's no calling the dog back at that point where it's off-leash, so now you have to control the dog on-leash. And she says that her dog will walk next to her for about 2 seconds, and then suddenly, when anything else shows up, another person, another dog, animal, whatever, the dog just starts to wander away. And sometimes with nothing showing off, the dog loses interest and walks away from her. So it's a constant battle, back and forth, back and forth. And just from her angst, you can tell that if this doesn't get fixed, then walking is over. We're not going to want to walk anymore. And that's a real shame, because I've said before, one of the number one reason why most people get a dog is for companionship, and that's granted. But the number two reason is to have that great walking partner, that jogging partner. And that's why I spend so many videos to address walking, because it's a huge issue. If you can't get that thing done, and the quality of life for you and your dog is going to be degraded in a real hurry. So therefore, let me kind of give you a couple of tips on this situation here. And if you have a dog that wanders off, here's what I want you to do before you go back out there on those sidewalks or those trails and start walking with your dog again. Pick a wide open area like we have here. I'm just standing here in the parking lot at Taming the Wild. It's a wide open area here. I don't have anything that's going to inhibit me. And this, by the way, is Dewey. Dewey, say hi to everybody. Dewey just arrived here for training, and that's why I selected him. He's had about zero training. So today we're going to do a technique that I call dancing with your dog. That's right, we're going to dance a little bit, so get on your dancing shoes. And the way it works is this. I put a slip collar on Dewey for a couple reasons. One, I don't want him to escape out here on me. Number two, it's a compression collar that will, when dogs control dogs, when they exert intergroup control, when wolves control wolves, they will grab about the neck and then release, grab and release. And again, we're applying this to the strongest structure on Dewey's entire body. Get caught up on some videos where I talked about that, but I have a slip collar on him attached to a long line. I recommend you do the same. You can certainly try it with a buckle collar. You might not get the same results. Dewey's right at about 75 to 80 pounds. He's a big boy for his age, got a lot of weight, a lot of mass. So therefore, I need something at some point that tells him, hey dude, I think it's a whole lot more in your interest if you just kind of hang out near Bryan versus just wandering off. Over here I have my treats. And here's how it's going to work. I'm just going to start moving. I'm not going to say heel, let's go, anything. I'm not going to say a word. I'm just going to start to walk. When Dewey goes left away from me, guess where I'm going? I'm going to the right. When Dewey goes out ahead of me with a lot of force, I'm just going to stop, plant my feet, boom, the line will come to a halt, then I'm going to turn and go the other way. And I'm going to keep doing this, and every time Dewey gets close to me, I'm going to reward him, either with a pet, a well done, or I'm going to hand him a little treat. I recommend using the long line because it allows the dog to go way out there and then boom, come to a halt. And every single lesson, that big circle that I'm allowing you to just wander away from me, contracts, contracts, contracts. So that by the third lesson, I'm ready to make this guy walk right next to me. Absolutely perfect. Okay, so we call this dancing with your dog. Not hard at all. Long line, slip collar, treat bag, here we go. So that's it. Hey, Dewey dog. All right, so I'm going to move off. Good job, dude. So he came over here near me, and because he did, I'm going to give him a little reward. After he eats the reward, I just move off again. I don't say a word, I just move. right there. Just gave a little tug on the leash. I'm moving again. Perfect. He came to me. He came over to me. That was his choice. When they come to you on their choice, that's when you reward. That's when you give the reward. Okay, here we go again. He ate the treat. We just move off. Very good. All right, Dewey, you're showing off today, buddy. I'm telling you what, this guy's had zero training, zero. And the whole point of this drill is not to establish heel yet. It's awareness of me. Where is Bryan? And dogs were endowed with what we call spatial awareness. Anytime you live in a group, you're a group living mammal, you will be endowed with the same thing. How far is Dewey away from me? How close am I to this other person? You're always aware of it. And you will make adjustments depending upon what you feel about that person or that animal. If you're a little bit fearful, you move away. If you feel everything's okay and you have some familiarity with that person or animal, you may find yourself moving closer. Spatial awareness. All I want him to learn from this drill is that when I go, you have to go. And when I stop, you should come back to me. You should not ever make my leash go tight. If I let it pay out, that's my business. But at some point, I'm going to clamp down on here, and if the leash goes tight, we get a little doink on there. Just a little pull. So again, here we go again. Just moving. And good, and he comes back to me. There we go. So you see there, he got a small little correction there for just wandering off. Just wandering off. We do it again. Sweet. He's looking up at me. That's what I'm looking for. He is following me around. He's going where I go. Now I'm going to head over here to some grass and see if I can tempt him with a little grass over here. Here we go. All right. He realized I turned. Good job. Good job, buddy. Moving all over the place, making it difficult for Evan to film this. There you go. See him? He's wandering off. Ah, there we go. Just a little snap. He comes back to me. Again, no command is given for that at this point. If he just shows back up, he gets a treat. Very good. He caught me turning around. Awesome. Good. Moving along. And once the dog starts showing that he hangs out near you, definitely starting to get the idea that he has to be near you. If you have a long line, you can drop it at that point and move along. You just stay near the line. You don't want to lose your dog. So you stay near the line. See if the dog goes where you go. Give that occasional reward. If he starts to take off, boom, my foot is all over that line. All over. Make sure you don't step on the line with both feet. If you do, you can find yourself getting pulled out, your feet pulled out from underneath you by the dog. Yeah, there he goes. He knows where the treats are. Awesome. Good. We just move along. We don't say a word. I'm leaving. See you, Dewey. I'm out of here, Dewey. Bye. Well done. Well done. Okay guys, we call that a simple exercise. Long leash, slip collar, put the darn leash in your hand to start with. Just start moving. You just go. Pick some direction on the compass and start heading out that way. At any moment, should you feel the line go tight, give me a little pull on it. Give me a little pull. How much do you pull? You got to feel it. He's a big, heavy dog. That's like pulling on a car a second ago. Give me a little pull on it. The second the dog adjusts what it's doing, it starts heading back in your direction, boom, that's when you reward. Attaboy, here's that treat, give that little pet. And as soon as that pet is done, or that treat is down the hatch, you're moving again. You don't say a word, I didn't say anything to him. I'm talking to you guys. Just moving along here. Enjoy my day. And by the way, Dewey and I just met 1 minute before we started this video. 1 minute. So it's not like he's familiar with me. What he is that on 4 occasions he wandered away from me and there was a correction for that. Something happened to him. He must not like that thing happening to him. He assigned a cost to it. This though, hanging out near Bryan, he's now starting to assign a benefit. And there you go. So many people want to start off with this really smart looking heel and the animal's not even ready. It's not even ready for that. It's sitting there, if it could talk, it'd go, so am I supposed to be like following you and hanging out near you? What the heck is this word heel? Baby steps. I always start off with baby steps. The simplest thing for an animal to grasp. That level first, then the next, and then the next, and then they're ready for that 5th, 6th, 7th level because they've already mastered all the way up to that point. Don't be in a hurry. When you want to train your dog to walk, or if you've even been walking, get a long line on it, and if they go away from you, your attitude should be this: bye, see you in a second. As that line pays out, then that little snap. Oh, wait, what? Hey, Bryan. Yeah, I'm back here. Notice that I am back here, you're over there. You need to be back over here. So when the animal comes back in, there you go. Smart, smart, smart they are. Out there, cost. In here, benefit. Out there, cost. In here, benefit. You just have to adopt this attitude, the same one I adopted when I trained in the very beginning. Wrong is good. I hope you make a mistake. You don't realize it's a mistake, but I do. Soon you will. But we trainers, the practitioners of good, effective dog training, must always think about putting the animal in a position to learn with its own self-discovery. Its own self-discovery. Okay, we call that dancing with dogs. So get ready to dance, because it looks like a dance. In the process of doing it, you may step on someone's toes every now and then. You may run into one another every now and then, because this bubble starts to contract greatly here. This afternoon, make sure that bubble gets a little bit tighter. Dancing with your dog. Do that. If you're starting off with a new dog, that's what you do. You do that for about 3 lessons minimum. If you got an older dog, or you have a dog that's already started his training and healing but starting to wander off, like our viewer, go back to this. Go back to this for a couple lessons, and then go back to your short leash. And in a few days, I'll show you what this looks like on a short leash with Dewey. Okay, guys, that's it for me. If you found this information beneficial, please share it with someone. And if you're having problems training your dog, or any sort of problems you're having with your dog, hey, that's what this 365-day challenge is about. Lowering your blood pressure, lowering the blood pressure of your dog, making sure that those problems go away. So send them to me. I'll be glad to address them. Enjoy the rest of your day and make a great training day.